Alright, Di. It's time. It's time to go to Lost Nachos.
I think you said it wrong.
I mean, Lost Noches. Yes, there we go. Isaac's
Los
Castle.
Illuminato.
Yes. Los Illuminati. Okay, so we're back with the Hueco Mundo arc. And yeah, this is gonna be a long one, isn't it? Episodes 143 to 167. No, 144 to 167.
Yeah.
So when we last left off, Ichigo, Chad, and Uryu went to Hueco Mundo. Better get straight into this with how long this is gonna take. We got a lot of shit to cover. It's your fault, Di.
Including filler, because...
Including filler. When they arrive, they're in a building that has traps for some reason, because Aizen set them up to be a trolling dick? Like, did anyone actually think this would kill them?
Yes.
Including a boulder trap where you get to see Chad go all Chris Redfield and punch the shit out of that boulder. And yeah, this leads to Chad and Uryu having to each fight in a Ron car just to show how strong they've gotten. Where the one Uryu fights is voiced by Travis. Because, yeah, not gonna be the last of him either. Actually, what the hell was this thing's ability?
It flew around and shot pew-pew laser things. And like all the weaker Espada, it talks big but cannot back it up.
Yeah, I just remember, he's like, I could fire 108 shots at once, you're trembling, aren't you? And he's like, oh, only 108. Pity. Mine's slightly more, though, I could fire 1,200. The Iran card like a dumbfounded look on his face, like, oh shit.
Well, on the part of his face that was showing, literally only his eye was.
As far as the one Chad fought, we have no idea who voiced him, nor does it matter. He was just angry, grunty as Ron Carr anyways. And what the hell was his ability?
He was giant, strong man.
Oh yeah, and they kept hitting Ichigo every time he kept getting involved in the fight, saying, let us do this! You need to save up your strength for the Espadas.
I mean, he got elbowed in the face. These aren't gonna be the last people that do it to Ichigo throughout this arc.
Yep. Okay, so Ichigo and friends obviously dispose of these Iran car easily enough and enter Hueco Mundo. Or exit the building, I guess. And we see that this place is eternal night!
Yeah, it's all sandy and stuff.
Yeah, an eternal desert. Oh yeah, and they get information from the Iran cars that Isaac is located in Lost Nachos. That is its official canon name now.
I should never have made that joke. I knew you couldn't resist.
So, now they're on their way to what looks like a massive, massive fortress in the distance. Because Isaac's compensating for something very microscopic when he built it. Also, how the fuck did he build Las Noches?
You see, he has the magic spear. Obviously, he can do anything.
Yeah, but you see how big the castle is. The fucker's massive.
He probably had all the shitty run car do it. Like Yami. Yeah, Yami built it. Let's go with that. That's the canon now. No one can disprove it, so therefore it's fact.
Speaking of Lost Nachos, we are in the Espada meeting room. Where Aizen asks Tosin to pull up a PowerPoint presentation. Yes, he asks the blind man to show people visuals.
Yeah, Aizen an asshole. This honestly checks out for Aizen, as everyone should know by now.
Wow. Alright. And now it's time to run through the espadas. No, we're not going to reveal the espada's numbers yet, because they're not revealed yet. So first we've got, Ardunieru Aruderi. And I'm sure they had fun pronouncing that name in the dub. Which is, doesn't he some weird thing in a jar with 2 heads?
These like ball things in a jar?
Well, one has a very deep voice, and that's Keith Silverstein. Won't be the last time we hear him this arc, I promise you. And the other one with a very high-pitched voice is Wendy Lee. Again, what, you all thought we escaped the Wendy Lee phenomenon in this dub?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have one with pink hair who looks kind of effeminate, voiced by Ben Diskin. That means this dub just got fucking real.
Here's the most known for being Tony Hawk's Underground and nothing else.
He's Eric Sparrow in Tony Hawk's Underground, and that's it. Okay, fine. He's Sai in Naruto, Bon in Seven Deadly Sins. Everyone loves that show.
Yeah.
He was also the main in The Eighth Son.
Why? Just why?
I don't know. It's like they knew no one was really going to care that much about that show, so they had to get some star power behind it.
It's like, hey, you're a Ben Diskin, Mark. Watch our show. No. It's too bad. I'm boring.
Next, we have the black dude. And I'm trying to think... Alright, Di, give us some defining features.
He's a big black guy with spikes on his head that are the same skin tone as him.
Well, he's voiced by Greg Eagles.
Sounds like a nobody.
Yeah, I know, and he's just Afro's dad in Afro Samurai. And no one's ever heard of Crash Bandicoot or Aku Aku.
Yeah. No one's played Metal Gear. What is an Anderson?
He's also Gray Fox in the original MGS one. Not Twin Snakes dub, though, just OG MGS one. And I know someone out there's like, what are you talking about? Isn't he voiced by... We're not there yet. Man, people want to bring up dub replacements before they even happen. Just saying.
We don't talk about them till they happen, unless it's a really stupid and it happens in the same set.
Next, we have Noe Tora, as he's pronounced in the dub, though. Oh, my friends and I just nicknamed him Nuetra because it sounds cooler if the O is silent. And, I don't know, isn't he just the big one out of the Espada?
No, it's not.
He goes on about being the strongest or something.
Yeah, he's just one of those ones who says they're the strongest.
Well, he's voiced by Michael St. Nicholas. Again.
That's right.
He's 2 Espadas. After him, we have Holly Bell, the only female out of the Espadas. Voiced by Laura Bailey. Yeah. At least she's doing a different voice this time. She's doing her Lust voice from FMA.
Also, did you forget he goes on about how weak small babies are?
He does keep going on about how you're as weak as a newborn compared to me or something. It's really weird.
We had to hear him say this like 10 times because of the recaps, and it's a pain enough syncing stuff up as it is.
Moving on from Holly Bell, though, we have Baragon, which he's the old dude, voiced by Steve Kramer. And if anyone's gonna say anything again, like we did with Zamari, the other Espada we mentioned earlier, don't bring up dub changes until they happen, guys. But yes, for now, he's Steve Kramer.
Oh, these dub changes happen for the most stupid reason. We'll get to that when we get to it.
And the last Espada is Stark. He's very lazy. And he's voiced by Keith Silverstein. What? You thought Michael St. Nicholas was the only one with 2 Espadas?
Yeah.
Damn it, Studiopolis. It's like it's arguably getting worse as it goes on. Okay, so... Go away, Papa. So, yeah, these are the Espadas. We'll get more in-depth with them as their moments show up. They each only have a couple of lines here. Because it's just,
Which is why the wiki only lists Greg Eagles for debut. He does not talk after his one line.
Yeah, Zamari kind of fucks off until way later. I think he grunts again later in this set, but that's it.
Which is why it's easy to assume he's his replacement.
But for now, let's just pretend no one's been replaced yet, because it's not stupid yet. Let's just go with it.
And the replacement reasons aren't stupid yet.
Okay, so yeah, this is just a meeting where Aizen's telling everyone Ichigo and friends have arrived. And he's like, I don't want you all to do anything yet. Just act like everything's normal and wait for them to come to us. Making Grimmjow kind of antsy because he's wondering what the hell the point of this meeting was. Other than to make the blind man show the PowerPoint presentation. Oh, and of course, Ichimaru's in the corner of the room watching, like a cuck.
As he does.
So, yeah.
Look, that's all he does for the majority of this.
Back out to Desert Sands. Ichigo and friends are still making their way there when, yeah, they see a bunch of Iran cars chasing after a lolly. And like, a human? In Hueco Mundo? Say what? Until they find out that the lolly is also an Iran car.
No way.
And they were playing a game of Eternal Tag. Because as they pointed out, Hueco Mundo being nothing but a desert, it's boring as fuck and there's nothing to do. They don't even have Wi-Fi.
Well, unless you're in Los Nachos.
Yeah, Los Nachos is the only place with Wi-Fi.
PowerPoint presentations, and control rooms, and monitor room. Oh,
yeah,
we'll get to that later.
So, first, let's go through these, because there's 4 of them, and yes, they are here with us for the duration of the arc.
Well, 3 of them. One of them is literally just grunting noises, but we might as well credit them, since we know who it is.
So the lolly is Nell. Voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy. What, you thought she was gone from this dub just because it's been a bit? No, and it won't be the last time she's in this set either.
What, you think this was the only one? What you think this wasn't?
Next, we have Pesce, who... Actually, what the fuck even is he?
Yes.
I don't know, is he supposed to be a bug thing?
Didn't they they kept calling him a bug.
Yeah, they kept calling him a termite.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's voiced by Michael P. Greco, who was ad voices in Bungo Stray Dogs, Naruto, and Zatch Bell, and that is literally all I could find on this dude.
There's probably more.
But, yeah. Pesce is basically the comedic relief. He's like Kuroto, except you don't want to strangle him.
He's like Kuroto, if he wasn't Kuroto.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. And, yes, I know, a comedic relief character that I don't want to punch? After him, though, we have Don DeChaka, which, what the fuck is he supposed to be?
Well, he's a giant tiki mask thing attached to, I don't know, a humanoid thing, a fat humanoid thing, and pajamas or something.
He was voiced by Pete Stepanek, or Sato and Ajin. I've never seen that show. You have, though.
Yeah, he's the main antagonist, Ajin.
Farito
So,
and Naruto Shippuden, whoever the fuck
something.
that is. Or Oshie Knights of Sidonia. If that is how you pronounce that.
Being a Naruto doesn't mean shit, even if you're a named character, unless you're really a named character.
Okay, so we gotta talk about Don DeChaka's dub performance here. Why the Boston accent?
Boston-ish. It's not full on. If it was, that would have been hilarious.
Oh yeah, he has, and he also does the whole thing of, "Hey man, forget about it. What you talking about?" Like, why?
Yeah, sure.
I just want to know. That's all. It makes him hilarious. So don't get me wrong, but still silly. Anyway. So, upon Ichigo and them all conversing, and Ichigo being forced to play the game of Eternal Tag with them, because they run off with his Zanpakuto, because it's easy to steal that from Ichigo when he's an idiot. Oh, yeah, the fourth one, their pet, Bawa Bawa. He's chasing them too, I guess we should bring up him.
He's a giant worm.
And he's voiced by Michael Sorich. Again.
But he just makes noises.
All he does is go.
Wonder-wise? No, he's not Ichimaru.
Yeah, so they're basically playing Eternal Tag when suddenly, after Ichigo gets his Zanpakuto back, they get interrupted by a giant sand monster! And the sand monster is voiced by Lex Lang, and this is literally his only other credit.
Except he voices even more, but that's in a comedic after credits gag scene.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, so the Sand Monster is Lex Lang doing at least a different voice, which you have all these people that are only doing one or two roles, which might as well say this now. Pete Stepanek and Maiko P. Greco only voice these characters. Why not have them do more to make the dub feel less repetitive? Because seriously, having a million Travises running around,
all doing the same voice for the most part.
Travis, you're a great voice actor, man, but even you have your limits of vocal range. There's only so much they can make the same guy voice a billion characters before it gets stupid.
Also, let's just say it now, this Travis issue persists until the end of the series as of now.
Okay, so the Sand Monster, of course, because he's made out of sand, is immortal. He keeps regenerating no matter what they do. And that's when Nell breaks the news that his weakness is water, but there is none in Hueco Mundo. So they're fucked! Until Rukia shows up, I guess.
No, until Ice shows up, and then Rukia's there.
Oh my god! And yeah, Rukia kills Sand Monster. I like Slang. And I guess Renji's here too.
Say, if we weren't headed into a filler...
Yep, Rukia and Renji are here too, and they beat the hell out of Ichigo, because he loves getting punched by his friends.
Yes, that's right, he was punched by all of them.
So, Renji and Rukia say, "We were planning to come back here the whole time, you should have waited, you idiot!" And Rukia explains that Byakuya used a loophole, where Byakuya says, I was asked to... Yeah, he's like, I was asked to bring you back to Soul Society, not keep you here. Now that you're back here, you can do what you want, so go back there, I guess. And, yeah, Yamamoto, of course, hears about it, and is like, those souls! Ichimaru.
Yeah.
True dialogue. He really says that.
He talks like that. It's not made up.
Okay, so Nella and them agreed to show the way to Lost Nachos, and they're riding on the worm. And that's when Sand Monster shows up again!
Saying, hey guys, are you ready for some filler?
Get in the filler, bitch! And it buries the worm and everyone involved underneath. And apparently there's a forest under the desert. Called the Menos Forest.
Yeah. And
somehow, even though they all fell from the same direction, Rukia ended up miles away, because that's how that works. They don't even explain it. Urio's even like, he's like, that doesn't make any sense. Why isn't she here with us? Oh, well, let's find her.
And then Renji says something stupid to explain it, and then Ichigo agrees with them.
Yeah, Renji's like, well, she is... Yeah, I think Ichigo's like, well, she is really small, so maybe she just got blown away. And Uryu goes, what, you think she's a kite? Also, Ichigo and Renji, you're idiots. You didn't notice that Nell was with you guys?
With each other on that.
Well, remember, Nell is with them too, and she's even smaller than Rukia. Anyway, so yeah. Rukia meets up with a Soul Reaper named Ashido. Voiced by Travis. See, what'd we tell you?
Couldn't even last. Like,
2 episodes! 2 episodes later! Damn it, man! Anyway, he's of course the lone wolf Soul Reaper. And has been hunting Menos here, because apparently him and his team chased a hollow to Hueco Mundo to exterminate it, but then they got trapped here. Which, if the hollow was returning to Hueco Mundo anyways, why would you follow it? Seems kind of dumb.
Yes, that's dumb. Some of these fillers are totally well thought out.
Yeah, so... him and his team were stuck in Menos Forest without a way to get out, and they were all picked off one by one till he's the sole survivor and has been stuck here for centuries. And his whole thing is, I could leave, I know where the exit is, but I feel if I eliminate Menos here, they won't show up in the world of the living. And Rukia even has to tell him...
phenomenon.
Yeah, and Rukia even tells him, your effort hasn't done shit. In fact, it's gotten worse in the world of the living. But, yeah. So, should also point out that now we also see evil Iran cars that are tasked with guarding Menos Forest for Aizen that heard about the intruders. Who voices these guys?
These aren't even Iran cars.
Well, who voices these idiots? I know one's Ben Diskin, but that's the only one I got. The rest of them, do they matter?
Yes. They don't matter. Blah, blah, blah. Stupidity persists.
Apparently, they're
here is Nell.
Yeah, they're supposed to... These guys are called Adhuchas, which is the level right below the Espada or the Vostal Lourdes. I'm not buying it. I'm really not.
Iran cars.
They can control the Menos, though, and that's basically all they got.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so... Nell and friends get captured by Batman. By that, I mean a bunch of Bat Hollows taken to the Antag's place.
Bat Hollow, singular.
Yeah, they make Ichigo and friends pursue. Rukia tries talking to Travis Reaper over there and says, you should come with me. I don't know. My purpose is here, because I'm an idiot. So, of course, he thinks Rukia is weak in the beginning and attacks her thinking, I have to make sure you're strong. That's not really a good way to do it, you dumbass. What would happen if you killed her on accident? Oh, guess you weren't strong enough, and I committed murder. Well, shit. Alright, let's just wrap this 3-episode filler arc up. long story short, they end up converging where the antags are. Of course, Rukia is able to take the one down like it's nothing. These whatever the hell they are, group keep going on about how Ashido's been a pain in the ass, and one of them actually holds Nell hostage and says, I want a one-on-one fight with Ashido or else. I don't even understand. This is so dumb. What are these guys even doing here?
Stupid stuff.
Okay, so Ashido gets to fight one. Ichigo severely injures one. Renji goes Bankai and takes down 1,000,000 Menos and stuff too, I guess. Because Menos were attacking during this thing.
Anyone overall eyes on Bankai, it's fucking Renji.
Ashido is... Speaking of Ashido, we don't even find out what his Zanpakuto does, do we?
No. He doesn't use one. He uses a husk of a hollow mask to block Ceros. I don't know. It's really dumb. It's not explained. Let's just move on.
Okay, so they take down them, and they're at the exit, and Ashido's like, I'll go with you, Rukia. Let's get out of here together. I want to see what's going on in the real world. Return to Soul Society. Even though I never even said what part of the squad I'm from. Oh no, the one Ichigo hurt is back. He's still alive. Ashido says the gateway is closing. Get out of Menos Forest. I'll stay behind.
The cave-in happened.
Rukia screams his name because she formed a friendship with him, and she promises, one day I'll come back for you, except she won't. She'll never mention him again. Why did they do this? Look, I'm gonna be honest, it makes Rukia look like a lying dick here. They should have just had Ashido die and sacrifice himself. At least then it wouldn't make Rukia look like she was lying, because she never mentions this dude again. Ever.
It's the worst kind of filler. Well, the second worst kind of filler.
Yeah, at least the Bount filler felt relevant, and they kept bringing it up again.
It's okay, soon we'll be covering the first worst kind of filler.
Okay, so real quick, this filler arc might have worked. I mean, it had interesting world building for Hueco Mundo with the whole Menos Forest thing. And Travis being a Soul Reaper that was abandoned by Soul Society and left there could have worked also. It's Soul Society and we know they're dickish and don't care about their forces half the time. The execution of this mini-arc was...
Wonder where he went. Rukia went missing. Put her in jail.
Yeah, like... actually, that fits well with Soul Society. They're pretty stupid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whatever, this mini-filler arc is done. It was a very nothing filler. Not the worst. That still belongs to the Cone filler. Trust me. But this filler was still really dumb and pointless. Okay, so now we're at Lost Nachos. And Ichigo and friends, when getting inside, they find it's very dark and they can't see shit, so Renji tries using Kido to light the way. If you're wondering why I'm bringing this up, Dai, it's because of the hilarious dub-only line that you know is dub-only.
Yeah.
Where Ichigo says, I think they wrote a song about you, Renji. It's okay, about a red-haired Soul Reaper who'd guide Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve. If that line is not dub-only, holy shit, but I'm pretty sure that line is dub-only.
If it isn't, this manga is amazing.
Okay. So yeah, the joke is that Renji sucks at Kido. It's re-establishing that he can't control it very well, which is something brought up heavily again later in a cool way. Just keep that in mind.
I know, you're gonna bring up your favorite Renji line later.
Oh, of course. Okay. But yeah, so they get into Lost Nachos, and they're in a hallway with 1,000,000 different corridors. Which means...
no, just 5 different corridors. Oh, there's 5 of them.
Huh! let's split up here, guys, and go our separate ways. And let's tell Nell and her friends, you can't come with us anymore. Oh, Bala is stuck outside, because a giant-ass worm monster can't fit inside the palace.
Giant-ass worm monster's not subtle, but a creepy-ass mask-faced fat baby-looking guy is A-okay.
I wonder if he'd get along with Mayuri's Bankai. What?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so yeah, they all make a vow to come back alive as they take their separate ways. And, of course, after running off, Nell vows to chase after Ichigo, goes after him. Pesce and Don DeChaka are like, wait, which way did Nell go? Oh shit! And they each run off in a different direction, too. Somehow neither of them found the right way, and, well, Don DeChaka goes after Renji. Don DeChaka goes after Renji, Pesce somehow ended up after Uryu. Okay. Best way to go about this is to follow one character all at a time.
Might as well do it in order.
Okay, so I guess first we'll go with Ichigo, since he has to...
Oh no, it's getting... Okay guys, it's about to get really silly.
So Ichigo's first opponent shows up, Dordoni, and he is what's known as a Privalona Spada. Basically, Espadas that were kicked out. So Grimmjow, I guess, was one last arc before he got healed again. And he's very silly and over the top. Also speaks a lot of Spanish. And a silly, over the top accent.
Oh, it is silly.
And yeah, he's voiced by Neil Kaplan again.
His accent is silly enough that if you don't listen close enough, you probably couldn't.
Yeah, you can't tell it's him. You know, for the ultimate beta male, I have to give him credit. He's actually a really talented voice actor, and this role proves it. He kind of did amazing as this job.
It still doesn't stop it from being really silly.
Oh, it is, but it's silly in the best way. And of course, Ichigo doesn't take him seriously when he's dancing around like an idiot and tripping over himself.
But it was a trick.
Yep.
Oh, nice trick.
So, he's like, don't you know not to judge a book by its cover? Basically teaching Ichigo not to underestimate his opponents, which Ichigo keeps doing a lot of the time, it seems.
I mean, in Ichigo's defense, he was acting like a fucking clown.
I guess.
Like, no one in that room took him seriously.
Yeah, even Nell was reacting like, what?
Ignoring his existence.
Yep. So, of course, Ichigo's getting his ass kicked by this guy.
Because Ichigo's being stubborn and refusing to go Bankai because he's not a real Espada.
Yep. But Dordoni points out to him he used to be an Espada, therefore still has power somewhat comparable to them. So Ichigo is of course forced to use his Bankai. And even his visored mask for an instant, because Dordoni's like, I'm gonna be a dick. I'm gonna go for Nell and attack her. And yeah, after Ichigo holifies, he takes him down.
Well, he one-shots him at that point.
Yep. And you find out Dordoni's whole thing is because he used to be an Espada, he knows what it's like to be at the top and wants to get back there again, thinking if he beat Ichigo at his best, that Aizen would promote him.
I think Aizen kicked you out for a reason, buddy.
Yeah. Even one of the post-credit scenes where he's making fun, like him and Ichimaru are talking, and he's like, why did you kick me out? Ichimaru just says, fine, you want the real reason? You're annoying. Everyone finds you annoying.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Oh, and we find out Nell's saliva has the ability to heal people, because Kubo wasn't weird enough, I guess, with his stuff.
You know, I'm starting to believe that was a manga thing.
Yeah.
What? Would you put it past him to have that comment from Ichigo towards Renji?
Oh, I mean the red nose or redhead Soul Reaper
The redhead
thing.
Soul Reaper.
Yeah, you're right. Well, of course, Ichigo tries healing Dordoni, and Dordoni, after being healed, attacks him again, saying, "You idiot! You need to throw away your chocolate sweetness!" Yes, he really says it just like that.
This isn't the first time he said that.
No, he says it like 3 times. But Dordoni was actually helping Ichigo in the long run, basically saying, "You can't have mercy here, you dumbass. Get over it." So, Ichigo, of course, again defeats him as him and Nell move on. And that's when the guards of Las Noches show up. I don't even know what these things are named. I think this
They're
one...
wearing, like, bull skull mask things.
Yep, and their leader here is voiced by Michael Lindsay, or Urahara. Remember that, because it's about to change in 2 episodes.
Yay!
And, yeah, he basically tells Dordoni, move out of the way, and Dordoni's like, "I owe that spiky-haired Soul Reaper. He hollowified for me even though he didn't have to. He spared my honor." So he tries to
pretend. He dies.
Yeah, he gets killed. Okay, so Ichigo's running off for a while. We'll leave him alone. Now let's go to Uryu. Actually, what was Dordoni's true form, real quick? What was his ability?
Kicking and stuff.
What was it? Master of kicking. Okay. Well, now Uryu is fighting...
The typical power type stuff.
Well, it doesn't matter, he's dead. But Uryu, he's fighting Sanderwich, or as everyone in the fandom has dubbed her, Sandwich. And yes, we're going to call her Sandwich from now on. Another Prevalone Espada, and she's voiced by Trisha Pierce, whose only other credit we could find was Shion and Kakaishi.
Bringing it back to Kakaishi again, huh?
Yep. Her ability is giant yo-yo? As if you need more
yo-yo-like thing.
As if you need more proof, Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the inspirations for this too, I guess.
Tiny yo-yos? That's so lame.
She has a giant yo-yo.
One.
Actually, I have to ask, what is the point of the pillar room? Why was she stationed in the pillar room? She kept going on about how it was annoying for her weapon because Uryu kept using the pillars as cover.
Yes.
Like, you're in a room
gross.
inconvenient for your weapon. Oh yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. Okay.
It was probably him.
Oh, Pesce shows up here too and is able to help Uryu by using what he calls Infinite Slick. And it's... Of course it's saliva related. I'm starting to think Kubo has a kink now at this point.
I don't think it's saliva. I think it's mucus.
Similar enough.
That makes it worse, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he makes her slip on it and everything, and she falls off the place she's standing and everything. It's really silly. But eventually it gets to a point where Uryu has to knock Pesce aside so we can take the fight super seriously.
Also, he tries to look up her skirt too.
Damn it, Pesce. Damn it, Pesce. I mean, with the way he acts, people say he's kind of like Krillin from DBZ. I can buy that with half of his, well, dialogue and the way he acts. Okay, but hey, Uryu is forced to reveal the true form of his new equipment that he got. And it's a lightsaber. Or the Gila Schneider. I guess soul cutter in English, if you want to be purist about it.
Yes, it means exactly what it translates to. It's a really
literally is a
silly...
lightsaber, isn't it?
Except not really. It's an arrow that could be used as one.
Yeah. Oh. And she also releases her true power too, which... What the fuck is her true form? Yeah.
Bird wings that are... that vibrate and are like saws.
Yeah, and they protect her from Uryu's arrows, which is why he has to use the lightsaber.
Yeah. And it cuts Reishi and stuff, so he makes a joke out of them and cuts them all in half that come at him.
Yeah. Oh. And the Gila Schneider also can steal Reishi from the opponent and give it to the Quincy, too.
Because it's a Quincy weapon, it makes sense.
I do like the standoff at the end where she's like, okay, well, I'm going to use my yo-yo. You said the one with the greatest range would win, right?
No, it's not a yo-yo anymore. She released it.
Because I remember she got rid of her wings and arms and stuff. It was
like... I don't know, she had like a harpoon tail too or something that was made out of... I don't know, keto?
Well, point is... She thinks she's gotten him beat.
But that's made out of Reishi. Big mistake.
And also, when she was going on about how she'd have the leverage and range, Uryu points out Quincy's only used bows for attacking. The Gila Schneid is not meant...
bows.
Well, the Gila Schneid is not meant for, like, cutting people or whatever.
Even though it can be.
So... She loses. And Uryu explains he destroyed her soul chain, so she can never become an Arankar again. As him and Pesce move on... Oh, and Pesce keeps calling him Ichigo because he thinks it's hilarious because he's a dick. But it's time for more silly dub changes! Because now the guards show up here to kill the sandwich for failing. And the leader of the guards this time is Doug Airholes, even though it was just Michael Lindsay a couple of episodes ago. Damn it, guys, really?
And it's just the one guard that's talking. He's clearly the leader of them.
Yeah, and I guess spoilers here. This isn't the last time he changes voice actors. Why? It's this one fucking character, too! Alright.
It's not like it's even a different guy out of the group of them talking.
No, it's not. Either. It's really not. The guy's named. He's one of those characters where it's like there's no point giving his name. But alright.
So it's relevant.
Yeah, he's disappearing now. He's gone after killing the sandwich.
Oh, that's just magic trick.
Oh, and the ones who sent them out, we found out because Aizen was getting angry about how they were sent out to attack Ichigo after the Dordoni fight. It was the pink-haired Espada, Xylopero Grants. I don't think we ever said his name earlier. The Bandiskin guy.
Yes, if you've been paying attention to continuity, yes, that last name does mean something.
Yep. But first... we gotta get to Chad. And what is Chad's last really cool moment of the arc? Okay, so Chad is going up against his own Prevalone Espada, voiced by Greg Eagles again. Okay, alright, whatever.
He's doing a different voice.
He is.
If you're gonna make people play multiple roles, at least give it with some people with more vocal range.
Okay, so what's this guy do?
He is also another power fighter type.
Doesn't he have an afro too?
He has an afro.
Yeah.
Did you say straight up using his Afro Samurai voice?
Yeah, he is, because he also voices Brother Six, an Afro Samurai from the MT7 clan, for anyone who knows that shit. And he's doing a very similar voice to him. So he's making him sound like, you know, very, very deep black man who could fuck you up. And yeah, he actually does against Chad in the beginning. Chad's of course getting owned and forced to release his true powers.
Or finally is able to, as Chad puts it.
Yeah, Chad goes on saying his powers were not close to Soul Reapers or Quincy's. That ever since he's been in Hueco Mundo, he's felt more at home because he feels his powers are more closer to Hollow's. This is going to be very relevant later on, but not for a while after this.
And oh man, is it coming?
So Chad explains his right arm gives the ability to protect, because he'd only use his right arm in defense of himself and others, like his grandfather told him. And this is the fight where he gets his other arm, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so what's his other arm do? The one that he calls El Diablo. Is it just a giant fist thing, and that's it?
No, it's just armor. It's just the same thing. Armor over his arm, mixed up in a different color.
Well...
Yeah, and to show how strong this arm is, he blocks a full power...
punch from Greg.
Not punch, when he releases, he has a giant cannon thing on his head.
Okay, so it's one of those.
And he pretty much just blocks that with his new, I guess, attacking hand.
Chad can use both arms. He's ambidextrous!
Except one hand's just a shield. That could also attack.
Yeah, so there you go. Kind of reminds you of Shiryu from Saint Seiya, doesn't it? What?
Sure.
Look at Chad with the whole armor thing, too. One arm's a shield, the other he uses to... yeah. But yeah, so Chad's able to take this guy down, and they have a mutual respect for each other. Unfortunately, the victory's short-lived, because Nuetra, yes, we're gonna keep calling him that, sounds cooler, shows up. And this is the part they kept recapping a million fucking times.
It goes as... It doesn't go so well for Chad.
Yeah, and even the Greg thing is like, get the hell out of here, kid! What are you doing? Run away! And Chad just thinks to himself, I'm done running. I'm not running ever again. Or something like that. And... yeah, full-powered blow from him does literally nothing.
You have so much power as a little Bobby.
Yeah. And we had to hear that so many fucking times.
Oh, did you forget the
Oh, you're talking about Dordoni. Yeah, I kept calling Nell Little Bebby. Kept calling her the Bebby.
They are Little Bobby.
But yeah, so Nuetra, of course, kicks the shit out of Chad, and
well, not really. He just attacks him once.
Yeah.
And Chad dies. Air quote.
Well, no, he gets up again. And is like, "Oh, I'm not done yet," and that's when Nuetra's okay. We can explain these here. Subordinate shows up. These are known as the Fracciones. Some of the Espadas get them, and they're their personal attendants.
You've already been introduced to Grim Giles. He doesn't have one anymore.
He doesn't have any. Well, Nuetra's is named Tesla, and it's Keith Silverstein again. Why?
Also, just like Nuetra over there, he also wears an eye patch.
You must have an eye patch to be in this club.
Apparently.
Well, Chad tries attacking, and Tesla, of course, blocks it, and...
But this makes Duatra angry.
How dare you block that? Well, I just thought the possibility of you getting hurt. You idiot! No, I could never get hurt. I'm the strongest in the universe.
You'll probably already realize his character archetype after that line, guys.
Yep. So, Chad's out. That's all there is to it. He's done for now. He's gone.
And he's never coming back again.
Don't lie to them. He'll be back. But yeah, so honestly, this worked really well. It showed the definite pecking order between a pre-Valona Espada and a fully fledged Espada. Because Chad was able, at his maximum, to take down the pre-Espada pretty decently when he was going all out. But yeah, with Nuetra, he did nothing.
And if you've already read the manga and know all the Espadas and numbers, it also shows the power difference between their numbers. But
we'll get to the numbers in a bit.
But we don't get Nuetras yet, so
yep.
The only one we know right now is
Grimmjow and Yami
and Luffy.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's time for an Espada off. We're gonna get to Rukia's. Actually, what the fuck happened to the Greg pre-Espada? He's still alive, isn't he?
No.
What? What, did he get killed too?
He got Nuetra'd.
Oh, that sucks. He was cool.
I think. Might as well. He never comes back.
Okay.
So just say it's canon even if it didn't happen.
So Rukia comes outside and actually sees a bright blue sky above her and is really confused. That's when Arunyeru shows up. Yeah, Rukia kind of had the shit luck of the draw and ran right into an Espada. Although, that does make you wonder, are there any other pre-Espadas? Because those are the only three we see.
And there has to be more, because pre-Espadas have numbers in the triple digits.
Yeah, Dordoni was 103, the Sandwich was 105, and the 107. Yeah, and 107. So, where's 101, 2, 4, and so I guess you could say Grimmjow is 101 or 2. Oh well, whatever. So, Arunyeru leads Rukia inside, claiming he hates the sunlight. And goes on about...
I mean, he's technically not lying.
Yep. He's a vampire.
If only.
And Arunyeru, removes his mask, as he puts it, now that he can finally relax. And holy shit, it's Kai and Shiba. Except with a different voice actor. This time, Kai and Shiba is portrayed by Dave Mallow, who we talked about before as one of the Vizards, as Kensei. You know, Akuma from SF4.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he explains that his body became dominant with the hollow that devoured him when it reformed and regenerated in Hueco Mundo. So he became the dominant one, and has control over the hollow body that he's inhabiting. And him and Rukia basically get off again, and it seems like that she thinks he's the real Kai, because he seems so nice. Would you be friends with Kai and die?
No, he seems kind of like a tool.
Yeah. He makes an ultimatum to Rukia, basically saying, you know, Rukia, you deserve to die for killing me. Even though I hopped on your sword. But you still killed me.
Even though I killed myself because I was an idiot and fought that hollow
thing alone.
I was on Plateau.
Yeah, so he basically tells her, he's like, you deserve to die, but there's another way we could be square. Go kill all the other 4 friends of yours, then we'll be even. And that's what she realizes, okay, something's up here. And she releases her Zanpakuto. As does Kyan, so we finally get a look at what his Zanpakuto is and does.
It's a trident, therefore water. Get it? It's so subtle.
Even though Rukia keeps calling it a spear during the fight.
I don't think she's talking about that. She's talking about his technique. And yeah, you would use a trident like a spear.
I guess.
In terms of fighting.
Yeah.
Same poke motion. I mean, the narrator calls it a trident, so they know.
Yeah, so... Of course, Rukia is having some trouble against him because, since it's Kyan, he knows her fighting style and all of her moves, and can predict everything. Except her mastery of Keto, where she uses that one that ties him down. Because she realizes, if I use the sunlight on him... Because he is a vampire. Doesn't she blow a hole in the ceiling?
The wall. Close enough.
Yeah. And it causes the Kyan disguise to melt.
But it's just two floating ball things in a jar.
Yeah, as we said earlier. And they reveal themselves for realsies as the Ninth Espada, Arunieru Aruderi.
Wonder
why they named themselves that?
I don't know. Do you think they even named themselves?
Good point. But if I were me, I'm like, that name sucks. I'm gonna have my name changed.
No, just change your name to Jeff. Exactly.
So, yeah. Ardenieru basically sonitos out of the sunlight and becomes Kyan again, saying, as long as I have the shadows, I'm good. And now I'm going to tell you the real story of what happened. So, Ardenieru is basically the ability to evolve infinitely and devour everything. So when Kyan and that hollow that ate him regenerated in Hueco Mundo, Ardenieru was the one that ate that hollow, getting both that hollow's abilities and Kyan's abilities and memories. So it wasn't Kyan at all, period. And
it was just pretending to be him.
Yep.
As you do.
And it releases its true Zanpakuto, the Glutonaria, as it pronounces it when it's calling it out.
Well, the second time.
Yeah. Because he goes, devour her, Glutonaria, and then he's telling her, my Glutonaria has the ability to devour all in its path. It's like, why'd you add the silly Italianism to it, man?
Yes.
Okay, so what the hell's this true thing do now? Now that he has a second Zanpakuto.
He turns into a blob monster with his upper torso on top of it.
Yeah. Rukia has basically given up all hope because she's reminded of thinking she's the one that killed Kyan and everything. Until she has a flashback! As you do when you're about to be moited. I guess.
Yeah.
And it's shown in anime. And, yeah, she remembers training with Kyan, the pep talk Kyan gave her about how, never die alone, otherwise you'll have no one to leave your heart with, etc. Typical shonen stuff. Sad part is, this is probably one of the strongest written moments of this arc. Strongest voice acted, too, between Dave Mallow and Michelle Ruff.
But
so now...
Rukia gets the point.
Yep, she gets stabbed with the trident. And upon waking up from her flashback, she has strength for one more attack. And pierces the Espada.
Yes, because since she has a Keto type, her blade can grow back despite being shattered before.
Guess she benefited in that way.
And it makes
Suck it,
sense
Squad
that she
11, you hate keto.
Yeah. What's Yumiko doing there?
Yeah, so... Of course, you know, Spada 9, both skulls are... well, the Wendy Lee one is screaming on top of her lungs. Gotta give her credit for that
only one
again.
died, but she shattered their fishbowl.
Yeah, but then you have the Keith one, he's like, impossible, I can't be. Then it seems like he died too, I guess.
He's the one that got stabbed.
Oh, okay.
And then their fishbowl shattered. Apparently they need that to survive, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, Rukia took down an Espada, although she collapses too, and... yeah, it was a draw. Rukia's dead, guys.
Yes.
Okay, but now it's time for Renji! I know, you were waiting for us to get here.
Oh.
So, Renji and Donda Chaka off on an amazing adventure.
Renji's not too thrilled about it.
Oh yeah, he got stuck with Kuroto in the Bound arc, and now he has to be stuck with this dumbass. And he said, he keeps going on about how Donda Chaka's face is terrifying every time he sees it. It's so mean.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Yeah, so of course they're running down the hallway and they trip and fall down a huge trapdoor. Trap. And that's when Xylopero shows up and reveals himself to be a Spada 8. But before that, we gotta have a meanwhile with Ichimaru going into the monitor room, finding Tosin spying on everyone during these horror deals. Okay.
Also, we didn't establish that Arniero's number
Yeah,
was.
yeah, I did. I said he was revealed himself as the Spada. Okay.
Or the 6, because one of the balls had the number upside down on them.
The 69th Espada. Okay, so... yeah, Ichimaru is in the monitor room with Tosin. And he asks Tosin, spying on our enemies, Tosin? Tosin goes, yes. You might think there's nothing wrong with this scene until you realize... why?
Tosin's in the
Why is Tosin in the monitor room?
Because...
Why is the blind man watching the cameras?
Yes.
What is the sense? And no,
Ask
you can't blame.
Aizen.
Yeah, you can't blame Aizen being an asshole this time unless he's like, Tosin, I want you to go in the monitor room and watch our enemies' movements. But sir, I wouldn't be able to see. Just go do it, Tosin. It's for justice.
You'll be able to see it if it's justice. That makes sense. I will do it.
Yeah. Oh, and for some reason, Wonderwise is here taking a liking to Tosin. And Tosin gives some speech about how pure motives are often drawn to each other, which means he's drawn to me because my justice is pure.
Which was established in one of their Roncar encyclopedias.
Yeah. Okay, so enough about that stupidity of fucking blind man being in the monitor room. Why? Take it from me, you would not find me in the monitor room watching the cameras.
Unless he was spawn camping you with the laptop gun because he's an asshole.
Oh, perfect dark. Okay. So yeah, back with Xylopero and Renji. Xylopero's like, I'm no good at fighting, I'm no threat to you. I want to have a dialogue. Come on, let's be friends. And Renji gives the most awesome one-liner that when I first saw this episode on Toonami, or Adult Swim, I never forgot it to this day, even though it's been like 12 years. Where he just says, you must have me mistaken for someone else. I didn't come here so we could paint each other's toenails like we were at some kind of slumber party. I came here to kick your ass.
How many slumber parties have you been to, Renji?
That's what I want to know. I think he got his toenails painted. But seriously, like, Renji, talk about bringing your A game for the one-liners, man.
No, you gotta ask yourself, was that in the manga, or was that a dub improv?
I don't care. The point is, it's the best version, whichever version has it. So, yeah, Renji picks a fight with him, and you find out he can't use his Bankai in this room. Xylopero solely sealed this room, or made this room, for Renji alone, because he wanted to experiment with him, because he's the researcher of the group.
Yeah, he's been spying on Renji's fights, like some kind of cock.
Yeah, and Renji's like, how though? And he explains, didn't you pay attention to my name? Look at my last name, I'm related to Hulk Hogan. I mean, Ilfort Grants, the bull dude that you fought.
I love how Renji actually remembers who he is.
Yeah, me too. I guess in manga, if you subtract all the filler, it wasn't that far back. But, yeah, so... And he explains, he's like, I'm not after vengeance for my older brother, my Oni-chan. No, I just want to experiment with you. A Soul Reaper with a Bankai is cool. Which is why I'm not letting you use your Bankai.
You're just a power type, you're nothing.
Yeah, he gets bored of Renji pretty quickly.
All power types.
Yeah. And Xylopero's Fracciones show up, which, what the fuck are they? Weird goblin things?
Yeah, I guess.
I know one of them's voiced by Wendy Lee, again. Never changed Studiopolis.
You thought it was over. Like Bang Zoom's any better.
Well, a giant golem monster is taking on Renji and about to do him in when he suddenly just goes, oh? And he takes an arrow to the knee.
No, through the side of the chest.
Through the knee! Gotta keep the dead meme alive after a decade.
Okay, your Bethesda memes out of here.
Fallout 76. It just works.
The rest of the anime is getting a lower score because the recaps removed the
really silly golem and reaction to Uryu.
Yes.
Yeah, Uryu showed up. And he even explains, like, you should have made these walls made out of seki so they'd seal out spiritual pressure. I was able to sense the fight through 3 walls. And, yeah, Uryu is taking out a lot of the golems, while Renji, I guess, is trying to recover. And Pesce's here, reunited with his lover Don D'Chaka. What? I didn't say anything wrong.
What? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and Don D'Chaka,
Sure,
of course, still talking in his whole forget about it thing, and him and Pesce are happy, do a comedic skit. And back to serious time, Uryu's weapon disappears, because Xylopero is able to fuck with its, I guess, chemistry with the whole reishi and everything.
Because he's been watching him, too.
Because he fought the sandwich! And he was on the monitor room also, probably smirking to himself as to, why is the blind man standing next to me watching these cameras too? This is weird.
I think he has his own monitor room.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I don't know, I think I like my version better. Makes him sound like a dick. Yeah, so Uryu says he has a plan with Renji to take out Xylopero. That he needs Renji to distract him, and Renji's like, I've only got 20 seconds. Which, that's anime time, so like half the episode, I guess.
Yeah, almost as much time as Ichiko's 11 seconds.
Yeah, so Renji, of course, in his Shikai openly admits, yeah, you kick my ass in this form, obviously. You're a Spada, I can't use Bankai, but I kind of suck at controlling Kido, and you're standing right next to me, man.
And we're both tied up inside of my Shikai.
Yeah, and he goes on about how he was always yelled at in class for making his Kido explode because he had no self-control with it, which is a really good callback, because that did happen during those flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you didn't Bankai to defeating a Spada. You need to get on Rukia's level over there, Renji.
Yeah, so he uses the Shakaho, you know, that fire one that they used on the water bounce before.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Xylopero's pissed, because obviously it did hurt him a lot.
But that's not all.
Yep, he's about to have a really bad day. He's trapped in the pentagram on the ground that Uryu drew with the Gila Schneider. And, yeah, Uryu explains that now anything inside that pentagram, when he ignites the Reishi, basically gets obliterated.
And it almost worked.
Until Ben Diskin screams "damn it" a lot, and to reduce the damage, and then he eats all of his Fractiones.
No, he just eats a goblet.
Only one? For some reason I thought he ate more than one. Wow.
He only eats the one.
And it fully regenerates him. Because, yeah, he was fucked up before he ate that thing.
Yeah. They almost won. If they would have finished the job, they probably could have. But this is a shonen.
They were too much in shock, and to be honest, Renji, could Renji have done anything, actually? I mean, he seemed like he was exhausted after the Kido and fighting. Uryu didn't have any weapon left.
Just ran up and stabbed him with his normal sword.
Yeah, but they had to know how he survived. They were curious. And Xylopero explains that because he studied both of them so much, he knows their Reishi patterns. So even if it's an attack he's never seen, he can accumulate and guess how much damage he'd take on.
Yeah.
And he tells all of them, my clothes are ruined, so I'm gonna go change while you two sit here and come up with a plan. Which Uryu and Renji, of course, at first are dumbfounded, and he's like, you idiots, take the chance, come on, this will be boring if you don't. And he leaves the room.
They ask, Renji asks, do you really think he's going to change his clothes?
And Uryu's like, I don't know, maybe. I mean, if you met the guy, he seems very pompous and full of himself. But hey, let's just get a GTFO. No sense sticking around here with this shit.
Yeah, he's only a Spada 8. Imagine if we were fighting a Spada 9.
Oh shit, you're right. Okay, honestly, yeah, this fight works decently too. And getting to see Uryu and Renji paired up together is definitely unique. You even get Uryu praising Renji, saying like he had a competent friend that he could rely on during the whole distraction phase. Meaning Uryu's getting over his hate boner for Soul Reapers. He's not loopholing anymore.
Probably just 3 of them.
Yeah. And, of course, it's fucking Ben Diskin voicing Xylopero, like we said. That immediately just propelled his performance to masterful here.
Yeah. If only he's more like Eric Sparrow.
Now, let's play Tony Hawk's Underground. The fact that we know about that stupid game and we know that that's him.
I mean, that was pretty essentially his first role.
Something like that. But, yeah, and honestly, Xylopero, I mean, the guy talks very theatrical, over the top, while also having subtleties of speaking in a very effeminate way. Ben Diskin just does such a great job with him.
As opposed to the person around the same time who's voicing a Naruto Sai who is monotone.
Well, there's a reason people say Ben Diskin's a legend, now isn't there? Now why the hell was he in the 8th Sun?
Because they blew their budget on that show. Apparently. We're gonna dub it big. Why is no one watching it? Oh, it's because it's the 8th Sun.
Okay. So, that's just about everyone wrapped up except for our main man Ichigo. And he's about to have a very, very bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he happens.
Surprise Yukiora in the hallway.
Oh shit! Ukiora! Ichigo actually says he wasn't willing to fight him at first, because he heard what happened to Rukia from Ukiora, and he's like, I'm gonna go save Rukia, she's still alive, I'm calling it. And Chad's still alive too, I don't think he's dead.
He's Chad. There's no way Chad can lose.
Yeah, I love how he kept having that inner monologue. He's like, there's no way Chad could lose. That's impossible. It's like, what are you talking about? He lost in the Soul Society, man. And you had the exact same reaction there, too.
He lost more easily in the Soul Society as well.
Maybe. I mean, it was New Atra.
He just took out a Espada.
Oh, pre-Espada? Well, he took out a 3rd seat, too, in Soul Society.
Yeah.
I think that was the Quentin Flynn one, if I remember right. Remember? He one-shotted him. But yeah.
So essentially the same thing.
Okay, so Ichigo, of course, is like, alright, no, I don't need to fight you, fam, I'm out. And Ukiura says, really? Well, how would you feel if I was the one who brought Orihime here? And Ichigo, of course, gets triggered by that immediately. And he's like, because of you, everyone's blah, blah, blah. I knew she didn't come here on her own. And Ukiura points out, wait, by reacting like that, though, you're admitting you had doubts that she might have come here on her own. The fuck, Ichigo?
Yeah, Nero was triggered. I mean, yes, Ichigo.
Well, he goes full visored on him. Dude does an amazing Getsuga.
He does a super Getsuga, which Yukior blocked with 2 hands.
Well, he even says, like, wow, this is actually really strong. Damn, this is the powers of a hollow. And he actually congratulates Ichigo, saying impressive. Even with both hands, I couldn't fully block it.
Look at what you did to my clothes.
Now I'm gonna have to go to the locker room with Xylopero. Maybe me and him will... Wait a minute. No. What's this Fujoshi stuff being here? No. Anyway, that's what I was saying. Ichigo's like, you're the one, aren't you? The leader of the Espadas. If I beat you, then this war is over. Even though you guys work for Aizen, so I'd have to beat him too, but I'm not mentioning that part.
He's saying this after he gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, doesn't Ukiura use his... Does he use a Seto on him? I think.
No.
Or does he just beat the shit out of him?
Ichigo starts running away after he realizes, oh, the Getsuga didn't work. And Yukiura is easily keeping up with him.
Yeah.
And kicking him all over the place. And inside of that giant tower.
Nell is, of course, scared shitless, because who wouldn't be? And Ukiura makes the comment.
And then he goes back to saying that thing you were just talking about.
Yeah, so after the monologue or whatever, Ukiura's like, you've been misinformed. And shows him his bitchin' number tattoo. And, yeah, Ukiura's number 4. And...
But then you know what they say, no guts, no glory. And he gets fingered hole in one.
You thought Aizen could finger you good. Well, look what I can do with my magic finger. And I'm sure Ichigo was going, damn it, why all this stupid talk about fingering? Or as he's passing out, Ukiura says, "Do you understand now? Even if you were to miraculously defeat me, which is impossible, by the way, there are still 3 Espadas that are above me. So, just fuck off, Ichigo." Okay, but now it's time to see what Orihime is doing.
And yes, this does a good job establishing the power scale of the Espadas even more.
Yeah, since Grimmjow's Espada 6, literally going up only 2 numbers, because we saw Ichigo was able to take on Grimmjow, even if he only had 1 arm. In his visored form, he was still doing significant damage to Grimmjow. With Ukiura, though, at full power, he did literally nothing to him. And that was just a 2-number gap. Okay.
I didn't even draw his Zanpakuto.
It's time to get on to Orihime. So, let's see what she's been doing this arc before we get back to Ichigo. Because Ichigo's not done yet, but he's for now.
So, who said anything about all Spada being intelligent?
Well, first, Orihime was called to Aizen's chambers earlier on, because he wanted to show her the Hyogyoku, and explain, "This is a sign that I trust you, Orihime." Because he's doing the whole psychological warfare thing, lowering her defenses to make her feel more at ease, for Stockholm Syndrome, basically. And, yeah, there are 2 female Arankars in the room, and Aizen demands they leave, saying, "I want to be alone with Orihime. She's hotter than you 2, I guess." Which leads to later on, Orihime declares that she has to use her powers to reject the Hyogyoku. Wonder if that's gonna go anywhere.
Nah.
Anyway, Orihime's back in her room, being all depressed because she's sensing what's going on out there to Chad, Rukia, Ichigo. Yeah, the only ones that aren't dead, quote-unquote, are Renji and Uryu. They had enough sense like, okay, we ruined the guy's clothes. Let's GTFO, man. We're outclassed.
Yeah.
So, that's when those 2...
He comes back wearing something weird.
Something weird? No! Okay. So that's when the 2 Arankars come into Orihime's room. Out of jealousy, they want to beat her up.
They are highly intelligent.
So the first one, named Lowly, yes, really. I mean, it's spelled slightly differently, I guess, but either way. Voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, again. But honestly, that's only the second one. That's fine. We'll let that one pass. It's her friend, Minari? Whoever the fuck. Voiced by Wendy Lee. Again. Motherfucker, man. This damn dog. Alright. So, yeah, these 2 basically bully the hell out of Orihime because they're jealous, because they want to be Aizen's bitches. They're Aizen fangirls, they'll have you know.
And there are a lot of problems with it. A, Ukiura's in charge of this of this area.
Yeah?
B, they will piss off Aizen.
It is literally like walking up to Aizen and pissing in his coffee right in front of him. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand.
They're only here because Ukiura's not around right now.
Yeah, because he's busy.
He could be back at any second, so how dumb are you? We already established how fast his not flashed up is.
Yeah. And, of course, the Wendy Lee thing is even telling Lowly over there, "You're gonna kill her, what are you doing? You're going too far." "Shut up, it's fine. She'll be okay, maybe, and who cares if she dies?" Like, you 2 are fucking stupid. I know why Aizen's keeping you guys around. He needs, you know, the whole one-off or on cars to just do chores and shit, but still. you two should be fucking fired. And probably, well, they're about to be anyways. Because Grimmjow shows up.
Surprise, Grimmjow. Coming, and he just walks through the wall.
Yeah, and he makes a comment about how one of the idiots blew up the damn door. And, yeah, the Wendy Lee thing, he tries shooting a Zero at him, but
then she becomes half an Espada.
Yeah.
You can technically add this to the arm counter if you want.
Actually, did we miss any of those? Pretty sure arms were cut off earlier on. Were there none?
No.
Oh yeah, only arms were sliced.
Unless you count Killian being cut in half. I mean,
yeah. So
no arms have actually been cut off.
And yeah, he docks out Loli too. When Loli's threatening him, "You're gonna die for this. Ozzy will kill you for doing this." And even makes comments like Ozzy's gonna give 2 cents about a couple of piss ants like you. Pretty sure if this were dubbed a few years later, he would have said 2 shits, but this was before it was okay to say shit in a TV-14 show, so... Man. Mid to late 2000s TV, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
Ever notice on TV you can say ass and hole, but you can't say asshole without it being bleeped out half the time? Is that still a thing?
You can call him Dick, you just can't call him a dick.
Gotta love that.
Pretty sure that's still a thing.
Yeah. So, Grimmjow explains to Orihime, he's like, "I'm only helping you to repay the favor for my arm. Yeah, apparently I have some form of honor because I wasn't cool enough. But now I need you."
And he also has ulterior motives, as we will see momentarily.
Yep. "I need you to heal my love." Orihime, confused by this, like, "Wait, Grimmjow has a girlfriend?" "No, it's just Ichigo. I need you to heal him. I love him." And... yeah... Ukiura, of course, shows up right after they leave, and is like, "Who did this?" Oh, should mention real quick, Orihime did heal the 2 Iran cars before leaving.
Because she's Orihime, what do you expect?
Yep. So they're still alive, and they tell Ukiura everything about how Grimmjow kidnapped her.
They probably omitted the other part.
Yeah, oh, of course they did.
Because if they did, because they would be unalive if they did, and...
Honestly, it makes you feel like after Orihime healed them, these characters might have had a more major role later on. Like, maybe they would have helped Orihime in the future, realizing how stupid they were, but no, they never show up again.
These characters are pointless.
Yeah. So... Orihime starts healing Ichigo, while Nell's there too watching, I guess, and that's when Ukiura shows up. And Grimmjow starts having a dick measuring contest with him, saying, "Yo, you're just afraid to fight me."
Yeah, some harem fighting. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, Grimmjow wants to heal Ichigo, if anyone's wondering. No, he didn't switch sides. He just wants to fight Ichigo. And makes a comment about how Ukiura stole his opponent, that he wanted to be the one.
Makes perfect sense for Grimmjow. If you paid attention to anything he said.
Yeah, so this little skirmish between the two goes about as well as expected. If it kept going, it's pretty evident who would have won, honestly. Again, showing the pecking order like we said earlier. But Grimmjow is able to use something that's given to every Espada. A weird, what is it, a box cube thing?
Tiny cube thing.
It's meant to punish fracciones if they fuck up or whatever.
Yeah.
But he uses it on Ukiura instead, and because Ukiura is powerful, he won't be trapped in there for long. According to him, 2 to 3 hours, which is about 80 episodes in anime time. And, yeah, Orihime's hesitant to heal Ichigo when she hears the motive, but Ichigo's somehow awake now, or somewhat awake, I guess. He's like, go ahead and heal him. I want to fuck him. And he also tells Orihime to heal Grimmjow too, since Grimmjow was injured when fighting Ukiura.
So he didn't whine like a little baby about not being at full strength. More or less what Ichigo says.
Yep. And Ichigo starts off the fight in Bankai instead of going straight into Visored form. But then that all changes when Grimmjow releases the ultimate Zero, the Grand Race Zero. Did you say this one's a different color or something?
Yeah, all of Yukiura's Zeros have been green so far. So, since we like to match color schemes, this one is blue.
Grimmjow's a Smurf?
No, he just has blue hair.
Blue Popo?
Get the fuck out of here.
So, yeah.
So
So
if we were to continue this trend, that would mean Psylocke would be pink.
Oh, pink. Wait, what the hell would Ardenier's be then?
I don't even know if he had a color scheme. Or whatever he... whatever. It's just balls in a tube. He's a goldfish.
Yeah, but one's a man and one's a woman, which means he's the only gender fluid Espada.
No, they're goldfish. So being out of water left the other one unalive.
I think the Keith one, died because of loneliness, honestly, when he saw the Wendy Lee one die.
The Keith one is the one that got stabbed!
Yeah, I know, but that didn't kill him, it was the loneliness, man.
But the... You know what, never mind.
Alright, we'll get back to the plot. Okay, so yeah, Ichigo goes Visored, and to deflect the Shadow from hitting Orihime and Nell. And he even tells Orihime, it's like, you don't like this form, do you? Don't worry, I'll end this quick so you don't have to be afraid anymore. And yeah, Orihime is frightened by Ichigo's Visored form because it reminds her of her older brother from when he was a Hollow.
Yeah, no, you see, here's the real canon. It reminds her of Kuroto. That's terrifying.
Holy shit, that's evil. But this actually works really well. Of course Orihime would be terrified of that, thinking that, wait a minute, does that mean Ichigo's a monster like my Oni-chan became too? And, yeah, Ichigo's trying his best against Grimmjow, but needs inspiration, so Nell's yelling for him, and then Nell yells at Orihime saying, how could you think that's not Ichigo? It's still him, he's fighting only for you. Basically giving Orihime a kick in the ass to cheer for him too. And because Ichigo needs cheerleaders, it gives them inspiration to keep fighting. But meanwhile, we have other Fracciones reacting to everything going on. Might as well get these ones out of the way too, since we're here. So, we're back with Holly Bell, and she's going on about how it feels like there's a fight between two Espada going on.
Huh. Wonder what that's supposed to allude to.
And her three Fracciones. First one, Francesca, is voiced by Erin Fitzgerald again. But hey, she's doing a different voice. She's doing her Blackheart voice.
You mean someone who hasn't been in how many episodes? You really can't complain about this one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Yeah, still though, here, I don't think I've ever heard her do her Blackheart voice from Neptunia outside of that. I don't know.
Well, now you have.
Yeah,
Congratulations. You win a Espada.
Next is Emalu. And I know they call them their last names, but we got their first names here, so whatever. Voiced by Megan Hollingshead. So I guess Rangiku's not in this arc. Does that one get a pass?
I guess.
Alright.
Depends on how stupid it gets later.
And the last one, Cyan, is voiced by Karen Strassman.
This one does not.
This one is fucking stupid. Actually, all three of them are repeats, but honestly, the problem is she's doing a similar voice to the Momo voice here. So, what? Would you be surprised if Momo became unhinged again and said, I'm gonna go become Aizen's Fracciones, or the Fracciones for one of his Espada? It might have actually worked as some form of plot twist, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know, that might work. Anyway, so yeah, these three are bickering about how they're the coolest or the best one. They're not afraid of the two Espadas or the Espada and the Visor beating the hell out of each other. And Holly Bell explains to them fear is a good thing to have. You need to remember fear, because fear is alive or something.
We're the only fear is fear.
Yeah. Now we go to Stark, or the Keith Silverstein Espada, and we meet his Fracciones. Lillinette. Very hyperactive, lowly character. Because we don't have enough of those, I guess.
Yes.
Voiced by Kate Higgins again.
Never change studio voice.
Why? Alright. Let's wrap this up. So, during the last episode of Grimmjow's fight, we get Grimmjow's backstory. Oh, Grimmjow releases his Zanpakuto, and it's called Panther.
Pantera.
Like the 80s metal band?
Yes.
I'm for it. Anyway.
I mean, it's no coincidence that the song that comes out after is also kind of metal.
Well, he turns into a fucking panther.
Real subtle.
Like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell Conviction, right, Di?
Go sit in the corner.
That fucking E3 thing. Did you say the guy was like, yes, Sam Fisher's like a panther? You can control him like a panther, and look at him move. He moves like a panther. Like...
Leave it to French Canadians to not know what a panther is.
Now that was just cold. Okay, but yeah, so his backstory, he actually murks or almost murks the Spike Spencer 1D Roy that Rukia killed later on in this flashback. Because they were gonna bully him and be like, you're really small for an Adhuchas, aren't you? You're just a panther. And yeah, this is
how
what?
Right, how hollow evolution works.
Yeah.
If you don't keep eating, you devolve forever.
Yeah, because the Gillians, if they devour enough, they become an Adhuchas. But if they don't keep eating, the Adhuchas will become a Gillian again, and they lose their individuality, and they can never become an Adhuchas a second time. Kind of weird biology if you think about it with that.
Or as we also established, since he ate part of D-Roy's mask over there, and I assume some of the others, they also can evolve.
Yeah. So I guess it...
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, this is all narrated by Michael McConaughey, and we were really confused. Like, wait, why'd the narrator change? But no, it's because it's Xiaolong narrating it and telling us this. You know,
At least we think it is, because there is a king of Hueco Mundo, as we'll establish later.
Yeah, so...
Spoilers, I guess, if that really matters. Doesn't amount to much.
Yeah, so... I'm just gonna go with it being Xiaolong telling the story. Makes more sense here since we jump to him immediately after the narration, even if he has a weird filter on.
So he hangs around with all of his Fracciones, future Fracciones.
Yep. And they explain that they can't evolve after eating meal 1000, so they offer themselves to Grimmjow and call Grimmjow the king.
Of the Panthers.
It makes sense for him to be a lion if you think about it. King of the jungle, calling him the king, etc. Since
yeah, but then you can't name. Then you can't have a Pokemon named Pantera.
That's true. Oh, I'm sorry. Their release forms now have the form of Resurrection, which is just resurrection, obviously. When they released them,
they're Spaniards.
Yeah. And Grimmjow uses his ultimate attack, the Descardone, which, what the fuck does this do?
I mean, I get it's giant claw marks in the sky, and I guess you can attack with them.
Yeah, because when
Ichigo...
Like
5 giant, so I guess it's like 10 giant claws.
Yeah, and when Ichigo charges into them, it makes the sound effect like glass shattering.
Yeah, he's cutting down the center of one while sliding down towards him.
Oh, I see, okay. Yeah, so... Ichigo, of course, gets inspiration from Orihime shouting and cheering him on from behind. He's like, I'm gonna save everyone! Chad, Uryu, all of them! And I'm sorry, Grimmjow, you lose. And,
right?
Yeah.
Surprise face Grimmjow. He got stabbed.
Yep.
Their love is over.
Never had a chance. And Ichigo and Orihime, they're standing in the sky, aren't they?
On top of what's left of that broken tower after those two had their scuffle. And by those two, I mean Yukiwara and Grimmjow.
Yeah, and Nell tries tackling Ichigo.
Also, I gotta ask, why are there 3 just random towers that are all crooked and stuff right there in the middle of nowhere?
Aizen. I mean, he made the place look like a blue sky when you're on near the top of the palace on the inside. Yeah, we didn't establish that earlier. So the blue sky and clouds were because Aizen wanted it to make it look somewhat resemble the world of the living for some reason.
Just staring into darkness is kind of boring.
Oh yeah, and anything under the blue sky he can see. Which is,
allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it. It makes sense. We've seen they have monitor rooms.
Well, Bleach is Tosin in charge of that. Apparently.
I just don't want to know why. But yeah, so Arunyeru or Kai and whoever the fuck told Ruki is like, that's why we're in here the first time. So the cameras can't see us and I can talk to you. But no,
also,
it's just because he's a vampire. Yeah.
He's not a vampire.
He's a vampire. The sun hurts him.
He's 2 goldfish in a jar.
I have to ask though, why would you hire an Espada or make one an Espada like Arunyeru if he can't operate at his fullest in the sunlight?
Well,
that
he
means
just can't do his mimic thing.
Oh, okay, because I don't know.
Because it only melted his fake face.
Well, whatever.
So yes, his voice is changing between the high and low pitched ones, and Kyan.
He's a vampire.
He's not a fucking vampire.
Okay, so back to what's going on. So Nell, of course, tries glomping Ichigo and almost falls to her death. They have a comedic thing with that. And Ichigo's like, yep, I saved you, Orihime. And Orihime's like, you're back to the Ichigo I know and love again.
They stand there in the sunlight.
And Ichigo goes, yeah,
then
now let's go home.
Let's go to Filler. Oh.
Okay. So yeah, This episode aired on November 21st, 2009. I remember it, thinking, wow, that was awesome. Can't wait to get to the next episode. Months came and went. January, February, they just kept doing fucking reruns. Finally, August rolls around, and it's back with a fucking filler arc. Nearly a year of waiting for a filler arc.
The fuck you filler arc.
If anyone's wondering the year hiatus, because they needed to give Studiopolis more time to dub more episodes so they could air them in bulk again. But it makes you wonder, what the hell happened?
Why did they stop?
What, was a lot of voice actors booked at the time and they couldn't get them in for some reason? But yeah. So I guess Hueco Mundo arc, these last few episodes, the last 26 episodes, were really fucking good. Take out the Shido Soul Reaper Travis filler. That filler was nothing. Why did that
exist again?
I don't know. And yeah, Ichigo and Grimmjow's fight's considered one of, if not the best fight in Bleach. By most people, so...
You're never gonna guess who Ichigo fights next. It's not a spoiler if it's obvious, but I'm still not gonna say anything.
Okay, so... Yeah. You got any complaints for this arc, besides the Travis filler? And the blind man being the one running the monitor room?
Yes. There wasn't enough stuff.
What?
Exactly.
That doesn't even make sense. Okay. So yeah, Hueco Mundo is done for now. As we established, next time, when we get back to the main anime...
fuck you, filler.
Except not really, we gotta take a break for the second Bleach film.
Oh. That too, I guess.
So, yep. Next time will be Bleach Movie 2, The Diamond Dust Rebellion. And it's a Hitsugaya-centric film, so you Hitsugaya fans are probably gonna love this movie.
I'm sure they could have guessed that from the title. If they couldn't, then there's no hope for them.
But, yeah. Unfortunately, this is another movie that doesn't seem to be on anything, so gotta dig out physical bullshit again.
On.
What, Persona 5?
No.
Oh.
That's silly.
But hey, let us know what you thought of the Hueco Mundo section. And, I don't know, who's your favorite Espada so far? It's definitely Grimmjow.
Shout out to anyone who says Yame.
He did nothing this session! Nothing! I don't even... Was he even in the meeting?
No, was he even there?
I don't think so. Like, yeah, he literally did nothing. I mean, Xylopro mentions him when Udi says, "I'd be like a Quincy. If I were Yami, I'd be jumping up for joy." That's the only time I think he even got mentioned.
Yeah. And... yeah... And it's surprising, being as how what he was fighting Uehara down there, he was going on about. He only wants to fight those people who were there when they.
Yeah, so Ichigo, Uehara, Chad. Like, yeah, actually, I'd be down for a Chad Yami fight.
No, Chad's dead. Well,
but alright,
pretty much dead.
Yeah, anyways, let us know what you thought. And honestly, minus the repeated voice actor thing, which that's never gonna stop, this section of episodes... It doesn't stop with Bang Zoom either. The dub was honestly really good for these last 26 episodes. Or 24 episodes. Especially the Rukia and Kai and shit. But of course, we gotta give MVP, in my opinion, to Ben Diskin, because I mean, it's fucking Ben Diskin.
So, and he loves saying his name. It almost deserves its own counter, but we're not gonna bother.
Yeah. And no, we're not giving it to Tony Oliver or David Vincent again. They just got it last time. Even though David Vincent, of course, did amazing as Grimmjow this go-around.
Yeah, you may know him for doing his David Vincent stuff, or if you played Blaze Blue.
I'm Jin Kisaragi. I use ice. Woof. Man, Arc System Works needs to do a Bleach fighting game. Anyway, enough rambling.
Yeah, fat chance that'll ever happen. When do you ever get what you want?
So, join us next time again. Diamond Dust Rebellion, so this doesn't go on any longer. Thanks again for watching. Let us know what you thought. Hope you all enjoyed, and, you know, please like, appreciate it. Till next time, guys. Have a good day and all that stuff. Till next time, guys. Thanks again. Hey, Chimamo!